welcome to Jensen Jared.
So, did anybody not make the concert last night? It's okay. Totally get you. For those of us who made it.
Where were you?
Got a kiddo.
You were sick?
No way.
But overnight you miraculously got better. And here you are.
You must have access to the, we call it like the Winchester makeup, because we'll have one episode where we get the,
let's call it something other than makeup.
The Winchester sauce. We get episodes where we're like, oh, that's
not better.
We're spitballing. That's what we're doing.
No, but we always joke. How is this too tall for me? We always joke.
When I was making older, it was starting to shrink.
We'll have episodes where we're like scratched in the face and stabbed in the stomach and punched and beat up. And next episode we're like, how you doing? What do these guys eat? Like,
yeah, our faces should just be covered in scar tissue.
Totally. And then I think it occurred to me on the way home from the concert at about 12:30. I was like, you know what? And obviously we have little ones as well. I was like, why does it feel so late? It's only 12:30. I was like, oh yeah, it's 2:30 in Texas. Daddy don't stay up till 2:30 on Sunday.
And I was saying that, and I said this last night, I think that this is the first time that we've ever, that it's ever been this way, where, because we're always on the West Coast whenever we fly to do conventions. So we're always going to bed early. But this is the first time we were used to Central Time and we went west. So
we still stayed up till midnight.
Yeah, because we're awesome. Because we're not the loose chestnuts.
That's my line.
You just spade me.
He just Richard spaded me. So, behind the scenes, Rob Benedict is, well, in front of the scenes as well.
Certainly the funnier of the two.
He is the funnier of the two.
But he's a quiet funny.
Yeah, he's sort of in a big group, he'll kind of make a joke, and 2 or 3 people will hear it and laugh hysterically, and then 4 seconds later, Spate will make the joke bigger and loudly, and the room is like, oh, Richard, you're the best.
And Rob's in the room, he's like, I just made that joke. I just made that joke. So we've literally called it when you steal somebody's joke.
It's called the Spate. It's called the Spate. Who's first time? I love it. Thank y'all so much. Welcome to the crazy, cool Supernatural family. I see a lot of happy faces. Thank you. Our face will wake up. Double wake. I like the double wake. We kind of just, backstage there, we're sort of in season 12 mode now. So we're it was a fun, way to start season 12 for Jared and Jensen to come out. And I guess we brought the cool, because I guess it's going to be 180 degrees next week. So, full disclosure.
I think they record these in Kelvin.
Kelvins. In sun metrics. So Jensen has been trying for, 11 plus years now to teach me how to golf. And I was like,
Still very much a work in progress.
I think when we met, he was like, you know what, as your elder, I'm gonna teach you about wine and golf. He had no trouble about the wine, but
I now learn from him.
But golf, I have been digging my heels in. And so I decided, genius that I am, to learn to golf in Phoenix.
I will always like this. And we could be, winter in Antarctica and go, and he'd be like, why is it so? It's -72 right now. It's just like a heat wave.
So,
What?
girl, you hot.
Because
I love you back. With a beard, no less. So, we're trying to.
at one point I looked over, we were playing yesterday, at one point I looked over, and it was like, there was
Explain why.
So, well, I will. But it was like he was just like bleeding milk. Like, it was just white beads of just like streaming down his neck. I'm like, and Cliff just walks up and was like, check out his neck.
So meanwhile, I'm like watching the other golf player, and Jensen and Cliff are like, looking at me like I'm free.
He just like, I guess, sprayed sunscreen. And the sunscreen didn't even get time to set.
It didn't get to my face.
It immediately just washed off with sweat.
And then there's the time. So we're playing, and it was Jensen, Cliff, myself. We tweeted a picture yesterday. And then I guess for those of you non-golfers like me, if you have less than 4 people, what's that?
Where we were playing? We were at the Billboard.
Yeah. It was pretty, but we played with the 4th player. And so Jensen on the back 9, the second half of the course, was like, all right, let's play.
You know the lingo now. The back 9.
He's like, let's play. I forgot the lingo. Let's play match play. Let's do match play, card versus card. And so Cliffy's with me, and he's like, really? You give me paddle likey, and you want to play like match play?
Meanwhile, the guy, the single that we picked up, he was ex-Marine and was playing. I think he was almost like scratched off for the first like 8
That means
holes.
really good.
So I'm like, hey,
Not me, no.
how about card versus card? Cliff's like, come on, you got to give us some like, you got to give him some strokes. I'm like, well, that's a different conversation. Listen, let's just keep it about golf. Daddy likes his coffee.
And then, so we decided to play match play against each other. And so we drive to the next hole, and Jensen had the hat or a visor on, and I look over, and he's like this. He's got like white stuff all over his face, kind of looks crazy, and I was like, what's wrong with you? He's like, war paint. It was like the zinc sunscreen. I look over and I was like, ah! It was like the episode from Braveheart or something. It's like, war paint. I was like, I'm nervous. I don't know how to golf, I'm nervous. So, thank you all. It's good to be here.
And I know you're all dying to know who won, right?
He's smart.
Well, yeah. Obviously, I wouldn't have brought it up at a loss. But I will. But I will say it came down to the final putt on the 18th hole, and it was I had to sink my putt. Cliff had already putted out. The guy that we were Brian had already putted out.
Tie.
And Jared and I were both lying basically equal, and you had probably maybe a 5-foot putt.
Oh, shut up.
And I had about a 15-foot putt. And I'm like, I have to sink.
Yeah, but downhill. So
He just no, it was on a curve. It was like then he was in a canyon. He just hit it down the canyon.
it was like the gutter.
It was like a toilet bowl. And I hadn't sunk a good putt all day, and I'm like, I need this. I have to sink this to win it. Sunk it. Walked. I just walked out. This was, just mind you, this was after a few holes back when I was in a sand trap right next to the green, and all I had to do was chip it up maybe about 15 feet onto the green. Instead, I decided to blade it out of the trap, over the green, over the grass, into the parking lot, and hit some guy's car. Who was in the car driving it away.
He stopped, don't worry.
He stopped. He's like, what the? And I just go, quick, somebody throw me a ball, throw me a ball. And then like 3 balls come. I'm like, that's too many. I don't know, man. Somebody else.
And I saw the guy because I heard someone yell, "Thanks a lot!" Word of choice. And I was like, and he stopped. And I was like, interesting. So I was like, is it going down for real? Like, what's...
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time.
It wouldn't be the first time. But I was like, God bless him. Like, obviously it was an accident, but God bless the guy for like getting out and telling us to stick it. And then I looked around, it's me, it's Jensen, it's Cliffy, it's an ex-Marine. I'm like, is he gonna come over and like do something? Or is he just gonna... So if he does, good on him. Like, that's really bad, it's been too long. He just drove away. He yelled a few times, but he drove away. All right, enough about golf. Did anybody want to? Yes, I see your hand shooting up.
Okay, so we've heard how Jensen and Misha met and then how you guys talked about it. But how did Jared and Misha meet? And what did you think of him?
I met, after Jensen and Misha met, I was like, we knew that, so in our lives in Supernatural, it was kind of funny because season 1, it was Jensen and Jared, and that was it. Like, every now and again, somebody would come by for the second time. You know, there was kind of Jeffrey Dean, but we were like, he's doing this, he's doing that. And so it was literally just me and Jensen and me. And then season 2, again, they kind of brought some hunters on. You know, they brought Joe and Ash. And so you're like, okay, we're kind of seeing people, but still it's like the Jensen and Jared show. Season 3, they bring on Ruby and Bella. And so they do a few episodes and it's fun, but again, it's like 22 episodes of Jensen and Jared. Season 4, we hear, you know what, it's not just guest stars, we're signing somebody to a year-long contract, and they're gonna be a part of the show. And it was like, friends, you know? And so Jensen shoots with him, and I'm like, hey, so what's the deal with this, and Misha? Like, what, hey, what kind of name is that?
It's not even his name. Like, really? You could pick a new name and that's what you picked?
You get anything and you do, Misha? That sounds very suspicious. And so, I was
Telling.
I was talking to Jensen and I was like, so what's the deal with the new guy? Like, what's his story? Where's he from? Is he like from Russia? Or like, what is he Greek? Like, I don't know what Misha is. Is it a food item? Like, and so Jensen's like, yeah, man. And we're walking from like stage 3 to, so the way our studios are, is our trailers are over there. It's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and behind that is stage 4, which is like a wardrobe lockout. And so we're walking from stage 3, which is maybe a 120-foot walk, back to our trailers. And Misha was there that day because he was shooting later. He was doing a wardrobe fitting or something. Not that he needed a wardrobe fitting in the first 8 years, because he wore one thing. He was there for some reason. And so we're walking and talking. We've just rehearsed. We're like going back to get our wardrobe on or something. And I'm like, so what's the deal with this guy? And Jensen's like, yeah, he's interesting, man. Like Jensen was still like, I don't know if I got to read on him. Like I think he's maybe method, and he's sitting right there acting normal. I was like, oh God. So we start walking like, hey, and Misha, maybe something was going on, but he was like, it was like Rosemary's Baby, or he was just sitting there like, eyeballing us. And I don't know if he was like getting in a character or something, but there was no acting going on. It was outside of the stages. He was just like sitting on the back of like a grip truck.
Which you don't do.
Yeah, because the critters will beat you up, especially Misha. He's just like sitting there, like looking at us. And I was like, I'm creeped out, man. Like, I'm gonna walk around next time. It's like, get to the other entrance.
You're like, that's creepy. I'm like, I know. Something off about the guy.
I think you'd have to ask Misha, but I think he was a more like method style actor before we broke him.
And he is broken.
Now he's just broken,
There's also, it's interesting too when you get, and I know I've been guilty of this, I'm sure you have too, but when you're a guest on a already established set, there are kind of some, you know, some psychological defense mechanisms of, you know,
It's, you know, a 2-mile drive from my house to go film, and so we get this TV show, and it's amazing, and then they send it to Vancouver, and Vancouver's beautiful. For those who haven't been, it's an amazing city. Yeah, but Jared felt like Sam, and like, but I didn't, this isn't how I wanted it to go. Like, I'm away from all my friends now, my dogs, and like, I'm living in a hotel, and it's weird and awkward, and there were things I wanted to change, and Sam kind of evolved and grew, and Jared, I hope, kind of evolved and grew. And so there's been a lot of parts of Sam that I've been upset with, but there have been a lot of parts of Jared that I've been upset with. And in hindsight, and not like I hope I'm still got many years to go, but looking back on my last 11 years, even the parts of my life that I'm not so proud of or happy about, I see where they served a purpose. I see how I maybe with some understanding and some patience from family and friends grew from them and grew out of them, and I think Sam did too. You know, there were parts where he didn't go after his brother. There were parts where I was like, Sam, like, what are you doing, dude? But y'all stuck with him, and my friends and family stuck with me, and so I think I dig Sam. I think I'll keep him how he is. all of his flaws.
I would just use the grenade launcher more. It's been there since day one, sitting in the back of the trunk, never been used. I know there's ammo, I've seen it.
This series
It would help us a lot if we just didn't need to go into the house full of vampires, if we just... Boom! All right, burger?
I love this line. This has to be the last line of Supernatural. The salt grenade!
They're playing us off. Hey, listen guys, before we walk off, I just want to say, keep Orlando in your thoughts and prayers today. So, okay, we'll see you guys later.